Ladies and gentlemen, I give you Lloyd S. Mitchell.
That boy is good.
Please, don't feed the birds.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I need 2 verses read. The first verse is
1 Timothy 5:8. But if any provide not for his own, and specially for those of his own house, he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel.
Now I need you to read
2 Thessalonians 3:10. For even when we were with you, we gave you this rule, the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat.
Glory to God.
When I flew to Corpus Christi, Texas, some years ago, I noticed a peculiar sign that said, "Please don't feed the birds." Now, you know, being an old Mississippi country boy, this was a strange sign because, you know, in Mississippi, we feed almost anything that moves. But here in Texas, they were telling me, "Don't you feed the birds." So I asked my friend, why is it that they don't want me to feed the birds? I mean, what harm could it possibly do? And they told me, "Lord, the reason why they don't want you to feed the birds is because it will upset nature. The birds won't do what they supposed to do. They won't eat what they supposed to eat. Also, feeding them can kill them as well. You see, their little hearts just not used to pumping Cheetos and all of those other items that we're used to eating." They also found out that if you feed the birds, they will begin to equate humans with food and can exhibit increased aggressiveness towards people. And in some cases, they can harm humans. Lord have mercy. In short, it throws everything off. Now, I want to ask each of you today, who in here is guilty of feeding the birds? Now, the feeding of the birds concept can be applied to too many of the men we have today. Somebody is feeding them, and now we have what we have. And that is men not being the natural providers that God wants them to be. Well, speaker, how did we get here? Well, I'm glad you asked that. First, let me say this here. Listen really close. With boys, it is truly a man's responsibility to provide guidance and to be an example of good work ethics. It is imperative that a boy and a girl see a man working hard for his family. The boy would know what to be, and the girl will know what to accept. You see, we got here by simply 2 words: over providing. You see, my generation said to their children, "I want to give you every single thing that I didn't have." And that was a mistake, especially for our boys now. You bought them a car better than what you were driving. You paid for the insurance. You gave them gas money. You never even began to make them find a job or even do community service. This made our boys weak and unproductive. Now look, let me say this with no disrespect to the many great single mothers we have. In fact, the reason why we're in this situation with our boys is because of most fathers that are not taking an active role in their children's lives. Work with me. Work with me. Listen, if it's true that most households are headed by single mothers, then in order to be somewhat successful with our young boys, my strategy is to better equip our mothers on how to raise their sons. In fact, there need to be special programs in the church focusing on teaching the mothers how to raise their sons, with real men teaching that particular class. You see, we can't afford to sit still and wait on fathers to show up. They're not coming, okay? Now, mothers, it is, or at least I know it's in your nature to nurture. But until you learn that there's a time to cut it off, aka stop feeding the birds, you're going to ruin that boy. Now, if the truth be told, in my opinion, about 90% of the birds, men, had mothers who kept on feeding them when they should have stopped at a given point while they were growing up. In other words, look no farther than the mama. My baby this, my baby that. Ain't nobody too good for my baby. Single, beautiful ladies, will you lend me your ear for a moment? Be very careful when the mother of the man you are dating say to you as a woman, you better treat my son / boy right. I know some of y'all might have met some of these mothers that said, you need to treat my boy or son right. Now, run from this type of mother. Well, Lord, what kind of mother should we be looking for? Or mother and soon to be maybe mother-in-law? Well, you want to find the mother that says to you, if he treats you wrong, you come tell me. See, those are two different types of mothers. One of them is feeding the birds and one of them isn't. Now, another example of one of those type of mothers that's feeding the birds. Let me give you an example. School caller, telling her how bad her son been or is being. She gets in her car, cranks it up, go to the school, want to jump on everybody. That's my Tyshawn. Nobody better not bother my Tyshawn. And then you look on down the road, Tyshawn, 27 years old, still at home, ain't even thinking about getting married because he has a mama, and you, the mother, ain't had a serious relationship in the last 25.3 years because the average man you meet knows Tyshawn ain't going nowhere anytime soon. And I'll let you read between the lines on that one. Please stop feeding the birds. Now I'm done with you mothers. Amen. Now I'm turning down 101 Ladies Avenue. The Bible said that this type of bird, I'm sorry, I meant man. God said, I can't do nothing with him. Now, what makes you beautiful, hard-working, awesome, intelligent ladies think you can? Look, give me 1 Timothy 5:8 again.
1 Timothy 5:8.
Go!
But if any provide not for his own,
Stop! if you ain't taking care of your business,
and specially for those of his own house,
especially in the house you're living in,
he hath denied the faith, and is worse than an infidel.
I can't do nothing with them. Ladies, let me calm down. I know you think you're Captain Marvel or Wonder Woman. But this type of man will take a toll on you. Let me read you from my friends at the American Heart Association. This was just last year. Listen, ladies. Heart attacks, once characterized as a part of old man's disease, are increasingly occurring in younger people, especially, hear me, especially women, according to a new research. Among women having heart attacks, the increase in young patients went from 21% to 31%, a bigger jump than in young men. Now, I can't prove this, but I'm willing to bet all y'all money some of this has to do with the types of men y'all are picking. Remember what I said in the beginning? It throws everything off. When you get a man that won't work, all the stress is on you. Our women, whom I love and my heart truly goes out to, are stressed out. You're paying for the roof, you're paying for the lights, water, car, insurance, gas, food, you name it. And I just don't think it's God's will for our women to have this type of stress on them and have a man in the house that doesn't want to work. Please stop feeding the birds. Listen. There are some men out here that have the nerves to get mad because a woman might ask them, and they should ask them, what do you do for a living? Look, when I was growing up, there was a song that was talking about a J.O.B. What was it?
Lloyd, that was Gwen Guthrie.
That's it.
1986.
Come on.
The lyrics was, oh, life is too serious. Love's too mysterious.
Yes.
A fly girl like me needs security cause
But
ain't nothing going on but the rent.
And
You got to have a J.O.B. if you wanna be with me.
that's it. Now, what's wrong with that? Someone tell me what is wrong with that. Our society have somewhat convinced you that your worth is nothing, ladies.
Glory to God.
They labeled you as a gold digger. I label you as smart and intelligent. What lady in here desires to be poor when you date or get married? Raise your hand. Raise them high. Get me Proverbs 10:4.
Proverbs 10:4.
Go!
A slack hand causes poverty, but the hand of the diligent makes rich.
Let me give you the Lord's translation to that. If you accept a lazy man that doesn't want to work and provide for his family, they will make you poor. And here's a spoiler alert. Men that don't work or don't want to work know how to find women that work twice as hard as a man. They don't want a broke woman. Look, how many times y'all seen them drop her off work and then go back home and then have the nerves to come and pick her up 2 hours after she got off. And here's the killer. Y'all ready? Y'all not ready. Here's the killer, and it's her car. Please stop feeding the birds. Ladies, stay with me, because I'm having a hard time finding 101 Ladies Avenue, and I just keep making U-turns. And for some of you ladies who feel that you are Wonder Woman, you are Captain Marvel, and you want to take on this role, I'm not saying that you can't change this man. Perhaps you can. Let me school some of you, like we used to say back in old days. I need to school you on some things. Now, once again, some of you ladies think you can fix this type of man, perhaps change his mentality. I'm not saying that you can't. You probably can, but it's going to take a toll on you mentally, physically, and spiritually. You'll be 25 looking 70. And I'm talking about the old 70, not the new 70, because, we're a little young now. We think everything is new. Every age is the new age. So I'm not talking about the new 70. I'm talking about the old 70. And here's the reason why. Males are not microwavable. You just can't make him a man in 30 seconds. I don't want to get too much into this man subject, because that's going to be another subject of my 7 subjects. So I can't deal with a whole lot of things that I want to deal with, but I'm just going to share some things with you right now. It takes time, and it is a process to become a man. And when you get a male that is not a man just yet, but he's old enough that he should be a man, add another 10 years before he gets there. I know what you're thinking, Lord, what does this have to do with feeding the birds? You're going way off base. Not really. Because, get this now, every time you feed the bird, what you are doing is also delaying the process of him becoming a man. Now, growing into a man really needs to begin at an early stage. You might not believe this, but I can just about tell between certain ages of a young boy how strong he will become when he becomes a man. That's why you must start early in a young boy to instill good work ethics, how he need to think of a woman as a queen, show respect to people, and so forth. When you feed the birds, you delay the process. Let me say that again. When you feed the birds, you delay the process. Somebody get me 1 Samuel 2:26.
1 Samuel 2:26.
Go!
Now, the young man Samuel continued to grow both in stature and in favor with the Lord, and also with man.
Now, I like this verse, because what I get from it is Samuel is what I would call coming into his own. Have y'all ever heard of that? Coming into your own, or either coming into their own. And that is what Samuel was doing. as long as you feed the birds, they would never come into their own. Which basically means, if you Google come into their own, it is to reach a stage of development or maturity where one has achieved strength and confidence, economic security, or respect. Ladies, ask yourself whether, if he's your man, husband, son, or whatever, is he coming into his own? Mothers, ask yourselves, am I allowing my son to come into his own, or am I holding him back? And I'm going to be dealing with the man/father. So be patient. But I do want you to get this one thing from this subject. And that is this. When you feel a little down because what you are implementing or what you are beginning to implement with this man, son, or whoever he is to you, remember the verse that we first started out. And that verse was this: the one who is unwilling to work shall not eat. In other words, please stop feeding the bird.